All right, 3, 2, 1. What is going on, guys? It's Vincent here, and welcome to episode 7 of the Vincents Lane Podcast. I'm, of course, your host, Vincent, and with me today is my co-host, Tristan.
Hey, everybody.
And an underground SoundCloud artist from Indiana, Midwxst.
Yo, what's up, guys? Thank you for having me on the show, for real.
So let's get into it.
I struggle with myself and my identity. Trusting help in my amenity. I said I need to help you when
So we're going to take all the way back to the beginning. What is your earliest recollection of listening to music?
My earliest recollection definitely has to be around my dad and my family, because I grew up in I'm African American. I grew up in an African American household, and so I always would hear, like, the earliest song that I had to hear was "All Falls Down" by Kanye West. That's
Right.
Yeah.
Old Kanye era and like R&B and just Mary J. Blige, and then like all the old like R&B artists were really like my upbringing in music,
Yeah.
along with like some like hints to you have like pop, like you have like the stuff you hear on radio and stuff like that, like the generic stuff that might have been playing at the time, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So listening to Kanye like introduce you to rap at such a young age, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, like I want to say College Dropout, either Graduation or College Dropout might have been the most influential like albums for me music wise that influenced me to actually get into singing and music as a whole.
Yeah.
Because it's just like you listen to those albums and you get like a sense of like you hear like a high roller. He's talking about how he dropped out, how he's going to be successful, and all the stuff that he does, and how a day in the life of him would be and stuff like that. And it just kind of like, I didn't like necessarily want to drop. I don't want to drop out. Like I want to continue with school and stuff. But at the same time,
Yeah.
it motivated you to like at least get up and do something with your life instead of just sitting around. Because I know a lot of people who are just settling on going to high school, going to college, and then working a job and just doing the basic like most
like 9 to
basic stuff
5
you can in
jobs.
life. Yeah. Instead of just like maximizing the full potential of life that you had. Because like I live with a mindset where it's like you don't want to regret a day. You want to do something that you find joy in, or you want to chase something each day. Because if you don't, you're going to look back on it and regret it. So, because if you have an opportunity to like, for example, in the music industry, if you have an opportunity to DM somebody and work with them, and then the next day a Lyrical Lemonade article might come out or another article of some sort, like an underdogs article might come out, and they start to
Right.
blow up, you miss that opportunity to DM them when you could actually have a possibility of working with and them reciprocating the way that you feel, type shit.
Yeah.
You just got to take into
That's-
consideration
yeah.
like every single option.
Yeah,
you have.
exactly. Like, because, and you also just want to have fun each day, because like there's gonna be those days where it feels like throughout quarantine and this COVID-19 stuff, literally like it was fucking like each day just sunk into the next one. It felt
Yeah, that's
like
pretty much
each
how it
day
is
was a
now.
string. Yeah, like same to now. Like I've literally barely gotten out of the house until like last week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
if
at
it
the
weren't for
same-
work,
yeah.
I'd probably be in the house like every single day.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's how it was. It was just back to like for me, because I love my parents a lot, and I just don't like risking them a lot, like being at risk and being. Even though I
Yeah.
take all the precautions and shit when I go out, it's still a matter of like you have to understand that everything is serious right now, and you at the same time you have to be on your toes and be sanitary and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so
That's
I don't
really
really
awesome that you. That's really awesome that you have that mindset, because we talked about in some of our previous episodes, and some people don't even believe this is a real thing. They don't even care about the whole Corona thing. They go out, they
yeah,
party,
exactly.
they don't even
Like,
take any precautions. So it's awesome to hear that you actually like know that's a real
yeah,
thing.
and when I do go out, I keep it literally to like my two friends, because like
Right.
Yeah.
I have like there's people that like you have like how you all on Instagram, you have mutuals. That's basically what I haven't realized. I have people who I'm cool with, but they don't really know me. And then I have people who know me, and that's literally like two people. Like, shout out to
Right.
Parker and Gus. Those guys are like my fucking homies for like day one. They actually like started supporting me too. Shout out Channing too. Like those, they're just. I'm just happy that I had friends that could actually embrace me in music instead of just like, oh, you do music, and then after that they see you with a different light.
You always need those really supportive friends that'll like stick with you through everything.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you don't have those people, you're not gonna have a shoulder to rest on when you need one, and you're not
Yeah.
and like the moments where because if you're not an artist that have not, if you haven't had a moment where you literally think about quitting and just putting the music to the side and just not doing it at all, then you really have, then you really just haven't understood the entirety of an artist. Like if it does,
Yeah.
because a lot of people go through these dips and where their stats might not be doing that good, their fan base not be as active, and then that can really take a toll on somebody if they really rely on their stats and stuff like that. Like if like it's just a matter of thinking that if you haven't had that thought where it's like, I don't know if I want to continue with this, then you really haven't struggled as an artist, and that's good for you.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
always good to have a struggle to kind of push you forward.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. Yeah, it's just a matter of just holding your own and just understanding that you got to take each day take each day itself like it's your last, because if you don't, you're going to do something that you're going to miss out on something that you could have done that day, and then you're going to regret it on that decision later in your life. And I've done that so many times, so I just started living with that mindset, and it's just helped me make even more songs, do more features, just reach out to people, not be scared to go out of my comfort zone, shit like that.
Yeah. That's really awesome that you said that you want to stick with something that you want to do, instead of having a 9 to 5 job,
Yeah.
something boring like an office job. That's really funny that you said that, because we interviewed a producer a couple weeks back. His name is Yizo. He said the exact same thing, that he didn't want to have some boring job that he wasn't going to be happy with, and then he wanted to pursue something that he knew that he loved, and had a passion for, music.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm not against 9 to 5, but I just don't see myself doing one.
Yeah.
But if I do one, it's mainly just to actually make income for it, and just have money to actually sustain myself if I do end up getting one. Because I'm not opposed to it at all. I'm not opposed to working at all. But it's just, why not do something and possibly get paid and live a lifestyle off of something that you love doing? Why just miss out on an opportunity to make a song, and then people will listen to that song, and just by listening to it and clicking play, you can get money from it. It's just too good of an offer to pass off to get paid for doing something that you love to do, type shit.
Yeah.
And that's just
sure.
kind of why even that's not why I do it. I do it as a way to rant and just get shit on my mind when I don't have any other outlet to, because music's offered to me an outlet that I really needed, because I have my family, I have all my close friends and stuff, but I don't really opening up to a lot of people. Because
Right.
as soon as I do that, they start to get worried, and then next thing you know, one step comes after another, yada 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 yada, and then it's just a cycle, and it's kind of bad. It's kind of bad, but it's at the same time, music is really therapeutic for me.
Yeah,
I've been doing it since I was literally a kid. I always went to church. I wasn't in the choir, but I was singing along, just standing in line, standing in the row, sitting there for 5 or 6 hours. And I was just always
so you're
compelled
always
to music.
you're always surrounded by music growing up.
Yeah,
right?
I was always surrounded by music growing up. Whether it was just my dad taking me to get some donuts before school, get something. He literally just throw on some fucking Kanye or Kid Cudi or something, and then we
That's
just
awesome.
chill. It's and I'm really happy that I have parents who actually support me as an artist.
That's a
They
huge
know I
thing as
make
well.
music. Yeah, and they uplift me, and they embrace the fact that I'm different. They embrace the fact that, hey, our son makes music, and if they have a friend though that might be in the music industry, they'll send me the shit, and they'll let me know. It's really nice to have that, because I know a lot of my musician friends where they really just they don't have actual support from the family members or the people that they're close to them, or they see them in a different light because they do make music. And
if you're comfortable with, can you name somebody that doesn't have a good supporting?
Yeah, there's one of my IRL artists. Fuck, his name's not coming to me. But
That's fine.
Oh my god. And then I also know one of my very close artist friends, Oz Quinn. She's one of my she was super talented, literally blowing up as we speak.
Yeah.
She I know that her parents haven't been that supportive of her and her music endeavors and stuff like that. but then at the same time she's had the community to be there for her, and she's just grown like expeditiously. Like her stats have shot up just for being herself, and I think that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
You talked about like having a bunch of motivation and stuff throughout your life, your parents, your friends,
Yeah.
everyone. Do you have you had like any doubters, any big names to come out to you? You don't have to name drop them, but just
Yeah.
what did they
Doubting
say?
wise, it's mainly just the people in my state. Cause I don't really have a lot of critics online. Like I don't really have a lot of people saying, "Hey, this shit's trash," stuff like that. Stop, yada yada yada
Yeah.
yada. But I go to a private school. I live in a really nice area of Indiana, and like with that reputation, like some people do come at me and be like, "Hey, you don't talk about you're talking about stuff that you don't do, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera," like stuff like that. But at the same time, they don't know me as a person. They don't really
Yeah.
know me. They just know me through my music. And it's like you can have that opinion on me, but it's not gonna change how I feel about my music and what I say in my music, because I really don't care. Like I was on live with this one person, and he went to my school, and I forgot that he went to my school. He graduated when my sister graduated. So when I was a freshman, um, so I think like 2018, some shit, I don't know. And so then I went on his live, I was like, yo, he's like, hey, you should use my beats and stuff like that. But right before then, he was talking about, yeah, you go to a private school that like cost. He talked about the tuition costs, how it costs a lot, how I shouldn't be like talking about like he told me like I don't have friends who do certain things, who are in certain gang, like stuff like that.
So you're just like taking every negative aspect of your life and like
Yeah,
throwing it
I
in your
try and
bed.
take it and flip it for even more positive aspect, because the more that somebody's going to be negative to me, it's going to fuel me to be even more impactful.
Yeah.
It's going to fuel me to be like, it's going to fuel me to be okay, if you think that, I'm about to do the entire opposite, and that you're going to look at
Yeah.
me while I slowly go up. Like,
That's an amazing mindset,
Right.
using your
Yeah.
like using doubt as motivation.
yeah, it's like, it's just because I don't have hate for a single person on the earth. I have heavy dislike towards a person, but I will never hate somebody or wish
Yeah.
death
Hate's a
upon them,
strong
regardless of
word.
what they think upon me. Like, you can have your opinion on me, because at the end of the day, I'm still gonna be minding my business. I'm still gonna be doing what I love. I'm still gonna be making music, and so there's no need to just dwell on negative shit when you can just flip it and make it even more positive. Like
Exactly.
you could use it as motivation instead of using it to tear you down, and just like stay there. Cause like I went through this little phase, like I'm not like recently, like last month, late this month, early this month. Um, and it literally like it was me, because I saw all my friends around me starting to get like really big attention, not from mainstream, but
Yeah.
they're starting to get really big underground like buzz, and they're starting to gain like a clicky fan base and have like a actual audience to like put the music out to. And I'm just stuck here over here making like every single genre of music, like jumping around like each song, and it's like I doubted myself. I really did. Like I
Yeah.
thought like, hey, I don't even know if I'm gonna end up being worth anything if I have these statistics, or have these sort of plays, or have these sort of streams. But then I took me a while. Like shout out to Eric DOA, because he really got me out that mindset and just put into in perspective for me. Him, Quinn, Glaive, Curtains, most of Slow Silver, like all of them were just, and I know over people, like they were all talking to me like, bro, what are you talking about? We all love your music. You shouldn't think of yourself as lower than other people just because they have better streaming stats. You have to
Right.
understand that you shouldn't
Yeah.
even worry about stats as a first. If you truly like music, if you like the music, you're just gonna put it out because you know it's good music. You're gonna put it out because you like putting it out, and being able to hear people say like, "Hey, your music's really good. It really helped me through a tough time in life." Like that. That makes literally like everything for me just pay off. Like that means like throughout all the stuff I've gone through, like in the music industry, that I know at least, not even the mainstream music industry, but just the music scene as a whole, just having people come back and DM you from places you never expected in the world.
Yeah. It must be an awesome feeling.
Yeah, cause like I had somebody DM me from Italy, and he was like, "Yo, I like love your music," and then I have somebody DM me from fucking Alaska. Like
That's so
it's the
cool.
place, it's the places that you never expect. But then at the same time, it like warms your heart too, cause it's like I never knew that me making songs literally in my basement of my house could impact people this significantly. And it's super sick. And that's just kind of why, and I just kind of just slowly have started like not really paying attention to my stats. Like I don't really care about them anymore. I just care about putting out music and making it because it's just super fun.
And that's like that applies to anything besides music too. Like even with music, it can apply to like a podcast. It can apply to like literally
Yeah.
anything. Like it shouldn't really matter what anyone else says as long as you know what you're doing is what you love and you're passionate about it and like you really believe in it. Then the stats really shouldn't matter at all.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just a matter of having fun and doing what you love. That's really
Yeah,
how.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
at the end of the day, that's really what it all is.
And then I saw a couple of interviews with like different musical artists, and they were saying like they don't care, like what you were saying, they don't care about the
Yeah.
statistics and stuff. When they get people saying like that their music has helped them with so many aspects in their life, that's when they know they made it. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
they accomplished their goal. It's just to reach out to people and carry out their message
Yeah,
to a
exactly.
bigger
It's
audience.
like, the most I can ask from somebody that's a fan of me is just to pass on the positivity that they get from my music and the feeling that they get from my music and just pass it on to other people because you never know. Somebody might be having a bad day and then you might be in a good mood. It never hurts to tell them, hey, man, hope you had a good day because that can brighten up anybody's day. Like that can literally help anybody. It's just a matter of just spreading the positivity that a lot like my fan base has. Like they're super supportive and it just means the fucking world to me that I even have one. And it's just crazy to me. But yeah.
Have you got any messages that are like your music like made my day so much better? Your music, I was like
Yeah,
depressed, and your
I get a
music
lot
made
of
me so
those. I
happy.
get like a good amount of those, and those are the ones that I love. Like those are the ones where it's be like I'd be on like the edge of tears. I'd be like, okay, yeah, like it's just sick
Yeah.
to see that you can have such a big impact on people regardless of what you do. Just even if you make music, just positive person saying hi to somebody, like it just never knows.
And your mindset and like your outlook of life is so amazing considering like the world that we live in today is full of negativity.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
just
feel like every single
negativity.
time I watch the news or like listen
it's
to
something bad.
a
Yeah,
song,
it's
yeah,
something negative. It's something to like bring you down.
they never report
And
the positive stuff.
yeah, exactly. Like you have to go out your way to find the positive stuff that's happened today, and that's something that sucks. Like you just have to understand that, like at the end of the day, you never know if today might be your last day or not. So I just try to spread positivity when I can, however I can, like because it's just a matter. Because I know that people are definitely going through a tough time right now. Minorities are going through a tough time.
Right.
Small owned businesses are going through a tough time. People getting laid off, stuff like that. And it's just a matter that we have to understand that if we get through this together and stop being so divided, we would get so much done. We would get so many things done. And it's
I
just
feel
a
like
matter of just trying to like uplift the positive message right now, especially it would be sick, but not a lot of people are doing that. They're always talking like very pessimistically.
I think we need to come together as a world, like people as a whole. We just need to come up with
Yeah.
solutions rather than trying to spread out your negativity to others.
Yeah.
And like
And
go
then
out the other
like
side.
and then
Right.
like and then when people come out with an idea, they immediately shoot it down. Like at least let them hear it out.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
So do you remember the first song you ever made?
Yeah, the first song that I ever made was freshman year. It was a diss track actually. It was a
Give me the
diss track
context.
toward a kid in my grade named Zach, and we're cool now. But it was like this little thing going on. They had a little rap battle like lunch, and I was like, okay, that seems fun. I want to get in it. And then I made like a "Look at Me" remix off like horrible Beats headphone mic. Like it was
Oh
like the
yeah.
headphones were on like their last leg of life. Like the one ear was dangling. I had to duct tape it up. Like, but I had the cord and I just put it up to my mouth. And like the microphone part of my mouth. I was like, yeah, I recorded on GarageBand. I was whispering in the office, like on my house, so that my parents couldn't hear me cussing and shit. And then I released that, and then people were liking it. They posted on their Insta story, like not Insta, Snap story and stuff like that. I was like, oh, this is kind of a good feeling. It did not last because then the next day at school, Principal found out.
Oh no.
So then I had to take a little walk down to the head of the high school's office. Had a little conversation.
So you got in major trouble, huh?
Just an in-school suspension. Nothing really that bad. Not that bad.
That's a little much though. You were just making a song.
Yeah, but to be honest, like it's just probably because I name dropped the school in it.
Oh,
yeah.
And then they were like, "Wait, whoa! You said the F word 2 lines before. Hold on, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it." Like, and I understand that from their viewpoint. Like, I wasn't really tripping over it. I was like, okay, fair enough.
But you're having fun with it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. It's always just a matter of having fun. I love doing this shit. It's so funny. Like, then after that, people are like, bro, you actually had some bars in there, which I did. No cap. Like, I think I have. If I could find my iPad, it's somewhere, but I typed it on there. It's in my iPad notes. It's so fucking funny. But yeah, and it's just sick. Then after that, I was like, hold up, this is kind of fun making music. And then after that, I started to actually continue into making like not like the music I make now, but like boom bop shit, like old
like stuff that sounded good.
Yeah, it didn't even sound. It sounded good for me at the time, and then people in my school were like, "Yo, this is hard." When in reality, it was really bad. It was very bad.
When you look back on it.
Oh my god! I look back on it, and I'm like, "Dang, you thought this was good?" Like,
what kind of songs were you making at the time? Just rap songs?
Yeah, just like no auto-tune, like no like singing songs, just like straight like lyrical, spiritual, miracle, feel good, like that stuff. Like I that's when I actually used to write, because I have not written a song except Identity. Identity was the one that I wrote, and except for that song, I have not written a song literally this year. I've not written a song, and if anything, I've written a fragment. And I've written like 3 words, like 3 lines, and then I go off of that, and then everything else is just freestyle. It's just super nice having that feeling of like, okay, I don't like that line, I'm gonna replace it with something I just come up with, like on the go. It's just super refreshing. It's super chill.
That's an amazing talent to have.
Yeah, it's probably because I'm a big English nerd. Like, English was like my very strong class. I really loved English as a class.
Same.
And until this year, AP kicked my ass. Golly.
Oh, what'd you get on the AP test?
Bro, I got a fucking what was it?
I got a 2 on mine.
Bro, I got a 3 on mine.
Hey, you did better than me.
Bro, it's fine. I don't really do them because that's still acceptable to other schools. At least you took the AP. Like, I took AP Lang, and I was like, golly. Sat down. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be light work. No.
Yeah, I thought it was just gonna be like
that was my first AP too. Like, that was my very first AP exam, and I was like, golly, this is brutal. But at the same time, it wasn't that bad compared to other years that at least my sister told me, because she's like the smarter person in my family. I'm like the child that's like, okay, you did better. You getting there. Like, I'm not as like smart as my sister, but our parents treat us the same, and it's super nice. Like, I really have love for that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So going back to like your diss track that you made, that's kind of funny because I remember I was in 8th grade and I did like the exact same thing. Like,
Yeah.
I made a diss track in this kid in my school. I guess we're on good terms now. I haven't talked to him in like a while.
Yeah.
But my teacher found out, and he actually showed our whole class.
Oh, no, that happened to me this year, bro. I usually when I talk about my music, I keep it on such like down low stuff unless somebody talks to me up front about it. Like, if they be like, "Yo, bro, your new song is good," I was like, "Oh, thanks." But then I just literally hide the fact from anybody else, except the people I've already told that I made music in my school. Because
like in your school, like right now or like the previous semester, whatever. Whenever you were in school, you try to keep it on the down low. You don't like try to.
Yeah, I don't like bring attention to myself. Like, be like, yeah, I make music. I'm that guy. Woo! Like,
yeah, we interviewed Wiz, and he said the exact same thing. Like, he doesn't like people knowing he makes music.
Yeah, because it's just like, it's not a bad feeling knowing that people I know like my music. It's just weird. It gives you a weird feeling, like walking down the hallways and knowing, oh, wait. And he's like, yo, but I was listening to your last song last night. It's like, oh, really? Thanks. It makes you like sort of nervous and stuff like that because I keep it on such down low. It was so funny. So this is just one story, and I only talk to like we have a really small school. My school's a really small preparatory school, and so there's only like it's a small staff, and so I only talk to one of my math teachers and the assistant head of the upper school. That's what we call it, at least the upper school. And so I talked to those two people, and then that's literally it about my music. I talk to them, and then my friends who know, and that's literally the only people I talk to about my music. But
Yeah.
my friend Channing in AP English class one day, she's looking to put on background music or show us a song. And she's like, yeah, song. And then our teacher's like, yeah, songs are a really good way to express your feelings. And just a lot of people use it to do that. And then Channing's like, oh, Edgar makes music. I was like, oh, really? I gave her I gave her the meanest side eye ever. I just straight glared at her. I was like, you going to do this to me in the middle of the class? And then next thing you know, she goes over to the laptop,
Oh God.
searches up my name on Spotify, and plays the first song that's on my Spotify page. And this is in the middle of the entire class, and I had a hoodie on. I put my hood on, pulled the string so tight and sunk into my seat. And she's like, Edgar, this is really good. I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, you should be proud of your creation.
Yeah, I'm proud of it to an extent. It's just weird when like my
You're in
teachers
school.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, because then they'll be like, "Hey, did you drop a new song lately?" I'm like, but yeah, like after I made the diss track, I just started getting into like I went through phases. So my first phase was lyrical, spiritual, miracle, have fun, like meme rap type stuff,
Yeah.
like a mix of that. And then after that, I got into actually spitting, and then after that, I heavily listened to like Very Rare, X, Ski Mask, all through like most of middle school
Yeah.
and started my high school. And like I knew about them when they were not small, but when they were relatively small
Right.
Yeah. Same.
for not being like known around the world yet.
Yeah.
And then after that happened, I was like, you know what? He makes dark music. I'm gonna make some dark music. And then after that, I started doing I did like a little Todd the Creator remix. I did because he's one of my big favorite. He's one of my favorite artists and like favorite
Nice.
people out right now because he's just so different. Like he makes some music that you can't really see anybody else making, and he makes it
Yeah.
hard. Like it turns out being hard.
Yeah.
Like I like remixed 7 off of Bastard. I remixed that, and that was like 2 years ago. And then after that, I went back to the spiritual miracle phase. Then I went straight to the no melody, just 808 mosh pit, punching nigga in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. And I was just all over the place. But then that's that's the mosh pit music and stuff. That stuff actually got me like my first my little first bit of buzz. Like
That's like your first. What was the first song that you gained like some traction on?
first song I gained traction on probably had to be I dropped a little EP, and it was like 3 songs, but I opened up for there's a venue in my area, so I opened up for I went to the members only show and opened up for them. So I opened up for like those guys, and there I literally only like 5 songs to perform.
At least you got to perform live. That's probably such a surreal feeling.
It's sick because like off of my mosh pit shit, like I think the song that got me buzz was like I made this one mosh song on the Underground Vampire page called what was it? Fuck. What You Want? I think. Let me double check. What You Want?
Yeah, I was about to go over that. Like, if you search your
Yeah.
name upon YouTube, then you'll see that you performed at like a live venue.
Yeah, I performed with the Bloodhounds at Austin, Texas in like December of last year, and it was so fucking fun.
Can you take me through like the start to end of it? Like did
Yeah.
they like call you and say, "Hey, you're gonna like be
So,
performing" and
I
stuff like
flew
that?
out a day before the song actually not the song, I'm tweaking. The concert was, and it was at the Pearl. What the flip it? Oh.
It's all good.
I got it.
Some venue.
Just gotta fucking think of it. And it was just like those are all like the people I used to sit on Discord all night, like all night chilling with. The Pearl Street Co-op. There we go. That's the place. The Pearl Street Co-op in Austin, Texas. And so I landed. I flew out from Indiana. I flew out from Indiana. And I just first day we were just kicking shit. Like we kicking shit, rehearsing, making sure that we had everything in queue. Cause what we did, we had an FLP so that we could use Autotune Live. We had an FLP just full of just the track list of what everybody's performing. And then we went through and found out the keys for every single song so that when that person started performing that song, they could just switch the keys and then they'd be fine on the mic.
Yeah.
And then after that happened, after we finished rehearsing, we just chilled and went out, got some food. And then the next day, I was staying in a hotel. Most of the members were staying in a B&B. They were staying in an Airbnb. Like, pretty sure Chach, Liam, Vision Blur, if people know him by that. Pitfall, Ugly Zuck, Idol, and FNS. They were all staying in a B&B, an Airbnb. That's like a 5-minute walk from the actual venue. And then I was staying in a hotel, and then Kuru was staying in a hotel, I'm pretty sure. Keegan was staying in a hotel. And then throughout this entire experience, it was just crazy because you go from knowing
surreal.
people literally only through a screen and just only through like a fucking webcam on your camera. Oh, not your camera, your laptop. A webcam on your laptop, and then you end up meeting them in real life, and it's just the chemistry that you have on the screen it just translates. It's just the room was so chill, everybody was cool with one another, we were just joking with everybody. It was just such a really good feeling. And then the show happens, and then that's when more people came. I opened up. I was the first act. I was opening up, and so even because I didn't fly down there by myself. I flew down there with my dad. And so my dad came to the show. So we walked in like a few hours early to the actual show and set up the venue. Like, got like the speakers, got like the little platform. We got like the little table, like everything set up so that we could just be ready to go once everybody got here. And then we were just kicking shit during that period, and it was just cool because I have a Polaroid somewhere, but it's just a photo of everybody just chilling, and it was just the vibes in the room were fucking up, bro. It was just cool to see and just get to actually personally know everybody. Like me and Keegan, me and Kuru got so close during that show. Like we're still close now. Like me and him, because we both came down with our dads. Both were some of the only people coming out of state, like stuff like that. And so with that and us being both like really young, like the entire people that were there, they was really young. Like they was really young. It was the young kids, like 16, 17, 18, 19, like young kids. And it was just crazy to me that people our age could like fucking organize a show.
Yeah.
Actually have people pop out and like come. Like people came to listen to Midwxst. People came to listen to Chach. People came to listen to all these people. And it's just sitting back. It's like, wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then after that, we took so many photos. Jesus. It was sick. And then that's definitely when I actually started to, but that was definitely when I started progressing because I didn't do auto-tune music for the longest. I was just a straight vocal, hard, regular rap music artist. Like, and so I was opening up with not my first auto-tune song, but my first actually decent auto-tune songs that didn't sound like shit. And I'm pretty sure it was Numb by I privated them now so I can clean up like my SoundCloud page to make it look more professional and just actually represent me as I go along, like as an artist and change my sound, etc., etc. But I performed Numb and Exhausted. Those were like the two songs I performed. And then with that, after that, then after that, I just switched the flick and I just ended up going fucking mosh mode. I literally performed like straight like 4 songs back to back of me it's just mosh songs. Like I started a mosh pit, people jumping around. I was like opening it, I was calling people out. It was just this, it's just the feeling you get while you're on stage is just nothing like it's like nothing you've ever done. Even because like I've been on stage before, I performed in front of people before, but it's not the same as like in 6th grade when you had like a vocal concert, you had a singing concert, you see all the parents sitting in the crowd, you might have a little solo where you get the microphone or you walk up to sing or a little duo with somebody. Like it's not the same feeling as that. It gives you an even better feeling. Just performing your own music that you made yourself and having people actually fuck with it and vibe with it is just an entirely different feeling.
Yeah.
And like you said, most of the people organizing the show were like 16, 17, 18.
Yeah, no, like Chach, shout out Chach. That's the fucking bro. He was the main organizer of the show. And so like me and him were just like you could tell that he was a little like anxious. He didn't know how to feel, but
Yeah.
like, but
That's probably a normal feeling, though.
yeah, but at the same time, he's really, really, really chill person. Like shout out to Chach for real. One of my fucking bros too. But then after that, that's when I actually started getting buzzed. Like that's when I actually came into the community as an artist. Like when I actually started like people started listening to me more, bumping my music more, etc., etc. Because that was just like a part where the community has not felt. To be honest, the community's like it's everywhere right now.
Yeah, it's literally everywhere.
It's literally everywhere. If you turn a corner, you're gonna find one collective or a new artist literally daily. But that time was just something that it was a sense of unity and like togetherness that I haven't felt before. Like
That's
everybody
so cool.
came together. It was just like everybody was supporting one another. Nobody was divided. No beef was between anybody. Shit, we got squashed if they did have beef. And like it was just cool, man, because you see all these people all around the world, like all like supporting you and shit like that. Because a lot of the shows and performances got broadcasted. They got on Insta Live so that people could go back and watch it if they wanted to.
Yeah.
And you just see the chat flooding with like, "Go Midwxst" or "Go Crew,"
Yeah.
"Go Keegan," "Go Shot," and it's just like it makes you it makes your heart warm. It makes you feel like this is definitely what I might want to do for the rest of my life. Like it's a super great feeling, and I would just do anything to have like that sense of togetherness that we had at that time come back. Because now the scenes in like it's not in shambles, but it's really chaotic. Like there's little cliques, there's little small scenes, people have small beef with other people, etc., etc., etc. Like it's just very spread out, and I'm not complaining about it. Like I don't really hate anybody in the community, so it's like it's not really that big to me, but stuff does happen sometimes, and it gets under my skin. But it's
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah.
So, do you remember the first artist that actually reached out to you?
Yeah. First artist that reached out to me was the person that actually mastered all my stuff, all my auto-tune shit. Because I only had a MacBook at the time before the Austin show. Before
Yeah.
I got all the buzz and shit. I only had a MacBook that I used for school too. I only had a MacBook that I was supposed to use for school. And I hate the fact that I made music on it for my parents so that they didn't get mad. I didn't have auto-tune. I didn't have Antares or anything that actually made my voice sound good. Or I didn't know how to make my actual vocals on GarageBand sound good. So I have literally one of like the closest people in the scene I know. Aloe, XXX Aloe. Or Aloe Vera. He went by so many names, but
Yeah.
he was definitely one of my favorite and he's just a really down to earth person. Very spiritual person. Like we both worship God. We're both Christians. We both grew up in a Christian household. We could really resonate with one another. Like he was just super like offering. Like he was like, "Hey, do you want me to master the song for you?" I'll be like, "Bet." And then he would master the song for me. I put it out, give him credits in like the description. Like he made my stuff sound good. And if I didn't have him, I wouldn't I wouldn't have anything I have now. So I'm forever gonna have gratitude to him. Like him. And then after that, Problem and Fabric and Nova Gang, those guys. Fabric's not really in the scene anymore. He's just doing real live stuff. But the big shout out to him because when he was around, that he was really supportive, really active, really good person. And so one day I was like, I DM Problem. I was like, yo, you should let me join Nova Gang. And he was like, I bet. And then next thing you know, I joined, and it was like, I want to say it was me, Vernon, Vision Blur, Problem, Da Vinci, Fabric, the owner at the time. But Problem started it, but Fabric was like the person that was like, hey, like, we should form a collective. Like, he came up with the idea. Problem came up with the idea, but Fabric actually like the owner of it. But Problem was like the creator of Nova Gang. And it was really small, really fucking chill ass collective. Then out of nowhere, it's like, because Problem was making beats that he's making type beats that nobody else could make. Like Problem, like people were like
unique.
They're really unique. Like they sound childish, but at the same time they're hard as fuck. Like the keys, like Chips from Waves beat, like Best of Me.
That song's so fire.
Oh god, like Waves is so fucking fire, bro. Like everybody in Nova is just as a whole is just It's just we're a fucking family, bro, and we do anything for one another. And I put that on me, like, and I know that in like even with all the shit that it's gone through, it stayed strong throughout it. Like, we've gone through a lot of change in the roster. You see people leaving, joining. But when we get a roster that we actually like what we do have now, like everybody in Nova right now, this shit is fucking amazing. Like, the vibes haven't been like that. They haven't felt like this, like, since like the early conception of it, like the earliness of a Nova. Oh yeah, and Slade was a really old Slade might be the longest lasting, and Poppy Panda, well, Panda Steph now, actually he goes by Steph, but Panda Steph me Waze came in a little later, but he was really he's basically from the start. And then Slade, and then Vernon, but Vernon left, and then eventually left. But those are the people. And Jesus, there were a lot of people. Whoa, I think about it. I don't really think about it a lot. Like, but like, at one point, Ketamine was in Nova. Like, it's just a matter of just like going back. It's just that Nova, regardless of if people like this or not, we've always been a family. We've always been together. We've always been supporting one another. We've always been there for one another, regardless of if we have our little fights. Like, one person might do something that we don't like, but then we come back and realize that this person could have handled it better. They realize they could have handled it better, and they become a better person. It's a process. Like, we use it to build upon each other. We don't tear down people inside of the collective for no reason. If something happens, then we at least try to. If something happens and somebody did something wrong, we tell them that they did something wrong. We don't just let them keep doing it because we don't want them to ruin their own career. We don't want them. We don't want to see them get like fucking. We don't want to see them get fucking eaten alive on the on the Twitter timeline, shit like that. Like, it's just a matter of just keeping the people that we actually know close and shit. And
yeah. I was about to ask you about, like, I know it's a little bit of like a touchy thing, but not Liu.
Yeah.
So, what's your whole opinion about his whole deal?
With me, I prefer not to say.
Yeah, I was about to ask if you're comfortable with talking about it.
It's just like, I don't know if
you don't want to talk about it, it's fine.
All right, I just want to talk about it then. Because I don't want to start shit. Because shit's just like, I just don't want to start shit again.
So as a collective, I like that y'all they all piggyback on each other and like help each other out rather than just caring about the streams and like leaving, or like I don't want to say leave, but
just like joining, like, hey, I'm in Nova, get your plays up for a bit and then leaving type shit. I know what you mean.
Right? Yeah. Using y'all for plays and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you join Nova Gang, you're joining a whole family. That's such a cool feeling.
Yeah, bro. It's just because everybody in Nova, we try to work with everybody regardless of how many people we have. Yeah. We try to work with like a dynamic. It's like somebody might send the open, and then we'll try and get somebody that hasn't recorded in a while or hasn't dropped anything on Nova in a while to record on the open so that we can drop a song with people that nobody really expect to work with. And at one point, niggas was like, how the fuck do you even manage Nova? There's so many people in Nova. Like, but the real question is, how don't we? Because, like, we've always been used to having a big roster. And so it's really familiar feeling. And it's just a matter of just understanding that everybody has to be active. Everybody has to contribute at least a little bit, or at least contribute every now and then, come to, like, the little, like semi-meetings we have just to set up stuff, find out who's going to drop next, et cetera, find out whose beats are who, claim these beats, et cetera, stuff like that. Like, it's really just chill. Like, we have a schedule set up for dropping stuff so that it's like, oh, hey, I haven't dropped something on the page in a while. If you want, are you okay with me dropping? But it's like, yeah, but after insert name here or whatever artist you want or that's in Nova wants to drop, they could drop. Like, it's just a matter of just making sure that everybody gets equal share. Like, we try and at least get, if a new member joins Nova, he's not officially a Nova member, at least to me and some of the other people, if they haven't dropped a song on the page. And that's why we try to get them a song on the page, regardless of if stats-wise, yada, yada, yada. It's not going up like the rest of them. It doesn't fucking matter. We still see everybody the same in Nova, regardless of stats, plays, statistics, streams, anything. Cloud popularity, we don't give a fuck about any of that. We only care about if you're helping to make the actual collective a collective and not just two main people that only do shit for the collective.
Yeah. So, like, how do y'all search for people? Like, if I started making music
like
tomorrow, go ahead.
I'll use Exodus for an example. So Exodus is like one of the newest members in Nova. He's one of like the most, like, right now that nigga's definitely like top 3 of my favorite artists right now.
Yeah.
Like, he's super fucking hard, super distinct sound, stuff like that. And that's just really what we look for. Like, we look for stuff that it'll catch your ear. You'll be like, oh, this is different. Like, nobody really expects like the sound that Exodus has, or like nobody really expects the way he comes in on stuff like that. But when he does, it's good and it's different and it's distinctive. He has a distinctive sound. Like, with those things, those are the main things we look for. And usually it's just, if we see somebody that has promising talent and is slept on and doesn't really have that big of a following, we'll definitely try and check them out and be like, yo, you don't have to, but if you're interested, we might have a spot for you in Nova. So shit like that. Like, but the thing is, though, Nova is just such a family-based collective. It's like, we don't really let a lot of new people in. That's the thing. Like, once you get in, it's just, you kind of get to know everybody in there, and then that's really the roster. Like, we don't really let a lot of people in unless we all see promise in them joining, or we all see something in. If they join, then the collective as a whole would go up like tenfold, shit like that.
Yeah.
But it's super sick. It's just a matter of just being yourself. You don't want to have to fucking, like, back when everybody was doing glitches and shit, stutters and shit. We were doing that. We made those songs because we have fun doing it, and it's fucking sick to do. Like, we didn't fucking
like
follow
the whole David
trend.
Shoddy and Youngster Jack kind of thing.
Like that shit, like all that stuff. It's just people were like, but then once somebody sees the sounds coming up, like, oh, let me hop on that, and then pow, and next thing you know, everybody's doing that sound that only like 5 people were doing.
Yeah,
and then that's something
exactly
that
what we said too.
Yeah, it's just like, be creative if you're listening. Like, just like be yourself, and just don't let people who try to hold you down hold you back, because that's just not gonna get you anywhere if you dwell on shit that other people say.
Yeah.
Like, just do what you love, and if you like making music that sounds generic but it's nice to you, then make generic music. If you want to make music that has stutters in it but you enjoy making it, make the stutter music. It's just, at the end of the day, all that shit matters if you're having fun and if you enjoy doing what you do. Like, that's really it. That's really the most I can say on like anything music wise. Just have fun with it, because as soon as you don't, it feels like a job.
Yeah, it's just like you're in the same thing over and over again with
no
real purpose.
If it literally feels like like working a 9 to 5 if you did work one, and it just feels like, what's the difference? Like, you don't need to cater to other people's needs. Do what you want to do.
Yeah. So yeah, Nova Gang has a super unique sound. So what kind of sound do you guys try to go for as like a whole?
Shit, we don't really go for a sound. We just kind of
You go for
happen. It
whatever
just
sounds
happens.
good.
If we hear a beat, it's hard. We hop on it, and then it happens. Like, it's really about it. Like, we don't really go for a designated sound or try anything. But if a song's hard, it's hard as fuck. Like, if there was like if we had a hard ass pop song, then we'll drop a pop song on the page, like shit like that. Like, if we have a hard ass like mosh song, we drop a mosh song on the page. Like, it's whatever, bro. Like, it's just always fun doing that shit. Like, it's just
Nice.
really nice. Yeah.
Shying away from music and stuff. Like, do you have any other hobbies outside of music? Like, what do you do in your free time?
Yeah, in my free time, to be honest, I just kind of chill. In my free time, I just kind of I hang out with a lot with like my few friends that I actually call my friends.
Yeah.
Like, I hang out with like Parker, Gus, chill with my girlfriend. I just cool. And then if anything, I always try and see if there's anything I can do around the house since we're stuck in quarantine. So I try to be as helpful as I can, like offer a handout when there's no nan that needs to be offered out. Like, if they don't need something, it never hurts to be like, hey, do you want me to do this for you or get you something or make you something to eat? Like, stuff like that. Because it's just a form of showing giving back. Like, giving back this gratitude that I've had in my life, because I've had an amazing life. Like, my family's moved around a lot. Like, we moved around like so much. And just seeing the places that I've been to, I think I've been to more places than a lot of my friends are going to in their lifetime. Like, it's just a matter of just being grateful for the position I have in life, because I know it can be a lot worse. It could be a lot like I couldn't be as comfortable economically and financially stable as I am, or my family is.
Yeah.
And that stuff. But yeah, my pastimes usually, it's just making songs, and then outside of music, it's just skating. I'm not that good, but I go out and skate with my friends a lot. And it's just sort of just vibing as a whole. Like, I go to my neighbor's house. Me and him are really cool. He's a really chill guy. And so we play video games, talk, chat it up, and then I just go home, go to sleep, repeat the cycle the same day.
Pretty down to earth lifestyle.
Yeah. Just like pretty average teenager things.
Yeah.
Pretty average, like, stuff that kids do my age. I just basically do. I'm not really that special. I don't like fucking break dance or anything like that. I just fucking chill.
So I know in some of your songs and your music videos, you reference video games like Mario and Roblox. Are you big into like video games?
Literally, I wouldn't have like 300 of my followers if I didn't play Roblox.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna say I grew up on the game, but middle school, I want to say 8th grade. I didn't grow up on it when it was like old days. We had the old website, but back when you could still buy used tickets, you can still use tickets and shit.
Yeah,
I was playing back then. I was like, oh, say less. But then they got rid of it. I was like, damn.
Do you know what year you made your account?
No, I had 2 accounts. My oldest account got hacked because I was dumb, and I was like, oh, free Robux.
Yeah.
And
my
then,
sister did that as well.
Yeah, that account got hacked. But my oldest account, which is the one I use now, like, I still play with my friends and shit. I made it in 2012.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. So
me and Vincent have been playing for such a long time.
Yeah, I made my account in like 2010.
Yeah.
I made mine in 09.
Yeah, it's like, with me, it's just like, I just be chilling, bro. Like, I might play some Arsenal with my friends. Like, it's a cool game. Like, it's not.
Arsenal,
yeah, it really is.
Like,
Arsenal's hard as fuck. I play Arsenal so much. Like, it's kind of concerning. But Arsenal, like, Arsenal is a super fun game. I play Phantom Forces on occasion.
Yeah.
I used to be, so I didn't meet Aloe, the person that mastered all my old shit. I wouldn't have met him if it wasn't for the car community on Roblox. So
seriously,
yeah, I wouldn't have met him. I wouldn't have met him at all if it wasn't for that community on Roblox. Literally, and the producers for my older songs, like Fifth Way, Larzy. I would not have met any of them at all if I didn't play Roblox.
That's insane.
Yeah. So literally, Roblox in a way, it made my music career. Like Roblox
Wow.
and Discord, Instagram and Twitter were the main, like social media as a whole is just so needed for me to actually jumpstart my music career. Like shit like that. And so the car community is like, it's made out of a bunch of people from around the fucking world. It's sick. But
Yeah.
you use Blender, and so what you might do is get like a OBJ or object, and so you put it in the Blender, and then you trace over the car, but like little nodes, and you click, and then it's just a bunch of clicking, basically.
Yeah.
But then you end up 3D modeling a car and then importing it into Roblox Studio, and then after that, you put touches on the interior. You might change the tune, put some wheels on it, stuff like that. It's very small stuff, but it was really fun for me as a kid because I was always into cars, like Japanese culture, JDM culture, anime, stuff like that. I watched Initial D, like I was really into that. Like to be honest, oh, I forgot to say, watching anime my pastime, bro. I watched a lot of anime. Golly.
Yeah.
I need to start some more shit, but bro, I need to get back on my anime grind for real. Cause I used to I watched like the starter ones. Like I finished Hunter x Hunter, One Piece, started Demon Slayer, Alchemy Got Killed, I finished that. Black Bullet, etc. Like all and Dragon Ball. I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z. So that's really where all the love for anime kind of started from. Then after that, I was really close with somebody in middle school, and they introduced me to manga and Japanese culture and stuff like that, and I just got really into it. And then since then, I was like, fuck it. Like, why not just keep on doing it? Like, keep on watching it. And I did, and it's super sick. And
yeah,
like,
anime is awesome.
Yeah, for real. Like, it unites a lot of people, even though that might sound corny as fuck.
Yeah.
It does. Like, it's just really nice having something to watch that you can actually enjoy that's actually really interesting too. And not just like a reality show or reality TV show, stuff like that. And cartoons. I watched a lot of cartoons as a kid, like Boomerang. I was on
Boomerang.
Yeah, I grew up on that, like watching Tom and Jerry, the Jetsons. Fucking yeah. It's just super sick. Just yeah, that's really about it.
So has this pandemic had a positive or negative influence on your music?
Definitely positive. Positive.
So like yeah.
Positive for me because I've gained a bigger audience during the pandemic than I have like outside of it. Like I dropped like a webcam music video and that shit did like it hit like 1.5K, and that's like the first video on my page. Like that was the first YouTube video on my page, shit like that. And with it just allowed more people who listen to SoundCloud just naturally from my SoundCloud instead of me like seeing like me posting a Discord. So hey, I dropped a song, like not pushing it but promoting it. I started to get like a really big natural fan base, and I'm just really happy for that. And then a lot of the people that I looked up to starting to fuck with me too, like Ikeem, and before Sketchy passed, rest in peace to Sketchy for real. But Sketchy, me and Sketchy were gonna do something. He's a really, really, really nice person. But yeah, and then with that, it's just really helped me because I've only had time to record. I've only had time to improve myself as an artist. Like,
I mean, what else can you do?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what else can I do? Like, why not just brush up on my mastering skills, make my voice sound better, make my stop hearing like this in my sound, like do something to like at least make or progress my sound as a person. Like, it's made me get out of my comfort zone musically wise, choosing beats that are different, but the song will end up coming out good. Like stuff like that. It's just the small stuff, but it's really positively impacted me, my music as a whole. Also, my family life. I've also just gotten so much more closer with my sister, my parents, everybody, because just spending a lot of time with them, just appreciating them and stuff
That's
like
good.
that. Yeah, and so my mom even told me, "You make a song today yet?" Like today, so. It's just really chill, and I'm just kind of I'm not happy that everything's going on, that there's a pandemic happening, but I'm happy that I have the time that I have had to spend with them and stuff like that. Yeah.
Funny thing, I was gonna ask you earlier, when you went to the live show in Austin, what did you tell your parents at first? Like when you were asking for permission to go?
I did ask one like this. Okay, so Dad, hear me out. I got asked to open up for a show in Austin, Texas. He's like, really? He was like, where? And I showed him the venue. And the thing is, the venue photos were of an entirely different venue, and I didn't even know. And so he was like, okay, it looks legit. Then we'll fucking go. Like, it was my birthday gift because it was December, but my birthday's in June. So I was like, you literally don't have to do anything else for me for the rest of the year. You don't have to buy me anything. You don't have to get me any gifts or anything because he usually doesn't do that. But, like, he saw that I was really eager to want to go and stuff like that. And it took a little bit of convincing. Like, it took like a week of like, come on, Dad, come on, you got it.
Did he say no at first?
Yeah, he said no, but he said he'll think about it. So
okay.
He didn't flat out say like, no, you're not going. Like, he didn't try to tell me that, but like,
that's a good thing.
Yeah. And then with that, I was like, let me see. Got it. Okay, so you said I can go. You say less, and then I went. Boom, bada, bada, boom, pow. Like, that was that and then that happened, and then he saw like me increase in stats and shit, and he's like, "Whoa!" Like, he said he's happy, so he let me go.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's cool. So, is that all the questions we have?
I think so. Yeah.
Hey, man.
All right,
it's
man.
Been a good hour.
Yeah.
So wrapping it up, do you want to say anything that we might have missed? Something that you want to get off your chest? Something that you want to talk about?
If anything, just to the people that do listen to this, thank you guys for giving me the opportunity. This shit's like sick. Glad that you guys are doing this. It's super cool to actually do a podcast because I was like,
yeah, of course, man, of course,
yeah, for sure. And
like I said yesterday,
no problem, man. Thank you guys. And
I feel like a lot of like you and the whole Nova gang, you guys have like such an amazing talent, like as a whole, and
thank you.
As individual artists. Like I feel like you guys are so underrepresented. You guys definitely deserve a lot more like popularity.
That means a lot.
I wish the best for you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
And do you have any shout outs?
Shout out my parents, my sister. Shout out Nova. Shout out to my nigga Waze. Dolly. I need to speak on Dolly real quick. Dolly was damn near one of the first big people like in this scene as a whole to actually fuck with me. After Aloe, it was Dolly. And then after Dolly fucked with me, that's when I started getting a lot more cosigns, stuff like that. And then before Dolly, it wasn't that big of a cosign, but I found somebody else in Indian that makes music that I made at the time, White Trash. Me and White Trash is super like he's a super good kid. He's a super chill person, and so me and him are cool. And so after White Trash, it was the Dolly cosign. But before the Dolly cosign, it was the Problem cosign. Then after that, Dolly was in Problem. Pause. I mean, Dolly was in Nova Gang, and then while Dolly was in Nova, he found out my music. He's like, "Yo, you're hard as fuck," and then yada yada yada, and then. The fun fact is that funny thing is that me and Car or Dolly did not make a song until after the Austin show. And then we would have known each other for like a year.
Wow.
Yeah. But she was just like, they were just really fucking with me. And I was like, you know what? I really appreciate it. And after that, they're like, they saw the Austin show. She's like, bro, you dead ass inspire me. Like, you dead ass inspired me in that moment. When she saw me on stage, she like sampled in the beginning, put like a clip of it in the beginning and the outro. And then we just hopped on like a Vincent beat, and then we made Austin, and that was sick. That was like a role moment, like my mom, like a role model reaching out to me, be like, yo, let's make a song. Like that's like the equivalent to me of like J. Cole reaches out and be like, yo, I want to sign you. Like that, like they gave me that feeling, like the butterflies in your chest, because Dolly is and still is such a big person in the scene. It surprised me that they would actually know who I was. And then that happened, and then that happened. And then I don't think I really have any other shout outs. Shout out Keegan, shout out Chotch, shout out Bloodhounds, Slow Silver. Shout out to basically just everybody in the scene right now and running shit. It's really cool to see everybody making music and just being themselves. It's really cool to see that. And yeah, also shout out to Glaive He's tall for no reason. I still can't get over that. I don't know why he's that tall. Like, it scared me when I saw him. Like, when I saw him in person, that man was long. He's lengthy ass nigga. But shout out to him though. I love him to death. But yeah, I think that's really it. And I think that's about it. Also, thank you guys once again for having me. And
no problem, man. It's an honor to have you here, man. We're huge fans for a long time, and it's awesome to have you on here.
Thank you.
So once again, guys, go stream Midwxst on all platforms. Sick ass music, awesome music, dope ass music. So once again, I'm your host, Vincent.
I'm your co-host, Tristan.
And we'll see you guys in the next episode.
I struggle with myself and my identity. And trust in the help in my humanity. I said I needed help, you were not ever me. You said you were my friend, but you're not.